Okay, good morning, beautiful beings. This is your girl, Sister Soldier X, aka Mystic Queen from Mystic Queen TV. And I'm gonna be doing something a little different today. We're gonna be having some conversations. Yeah, I know I'm a little short-winded. Comes with the perks of having sarcoidosis. Um, but we're not gonna talk about sarcoidosis today. We're not gonna give it any type of energy or any type of life today. One glove, because we are going to do a clay mask and converse. But before we get into that, I need you to like, if you like my video, comment, tell me what you think about it, and give me your opinion on the topic of today. And subscribe so that every time I send out a video, you can receive a notification and we can kind of like tap in. My granddaughter's in the back. She is preparing me breakfast. So I think I'm going to eat first and then do the facial because I don't want that stuff on my in my food, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna eat breakfast with me. Something just light and slight, nothing major. I had some turmeric ginger tea this morning. I love my turmeric and ginger tea. No, this is not a sponsored video, but I will show you the type that I purchased. It's quick tea, and it's turmeric and ginger and ashwagandha in it. This is my favorite turmeric ginger tea. I get it from Amazon majority of the time when I feel like supporting Amazon, which has not been that often lately. But anyways, I'm into a lot of teas. I'm into a lot of mushroom coffees. This is my favorite mushroom coffee. This is the Rise Superfood Creamer. And for my 61st birthday, my daughter, La Dominique, bought me the whole set with the container, the scoop, the spoon, the 2 packs of coffee, the little canister to store the coffee in. This is so beautiful. And I like how it's made like a mushroom. You see that? Can you see the Rise engraved on there? That's so beautiful. She's always surprising me with such wonderful gifts. My children are givers by nature. Some of them a little bit more than others. This is my little Rise mushroom magnet that I keep just lingering around. And yeah, so grandbaby, if you don't want to be on there, let me know. But it's not really showing you, but it's showing you in the background. So this is one of my granddaughters. I have lots of granddaughters, but this is one. This is the second oldest granddaughter. Second oldest, third oldest, I don't know. But the second, I think second oldest granddaughter. And this is my early morning buddy. We hang out together. So I did get a gym membership for those that are interested. So I plan on, taking my body and all of my aches and pains to, y'all gotta excuse me, but this thing is giving me, like I'm way over here and I'm looking way over there. And yeah, I'm gonna take my body with all my aches and pains to the gym because I don't want to get into the routine of being back sedentary, because when I was in New Orleans at my mom's house, for you all that don't know, I went to New Orleans for a while, for some months. to be with my mom, who is having a bout with cancer for the third time. And so while I was there, I was really active and moving. And every morning I was getting up, and mom got like 7, 8 stairs. So I had to go up the stair, down the stairs, up the stairs, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a day, depending on what we did. And so I had gotten really, really active. And here at my house, where we live right now, which is not our house, but we're renting, I'm not that active because I don't go out that often. And so I said that I was going to start putting some things into play where I would actually have to leave out the house to go and do stuff. Like, instead of always ordering food from the store and having it delivered, I was going to start going to the grocery store sometimes and getting my food instead of always waiting for it to be delivered. Don't get me wrong, delivery is a convenience. And having to go to the store sometimes is an inconvenience. But I'm fighting for my life, y'all. I'm trying to get my health in order. Because I have some things I want to do. And our topic of the day is actually setting goals and making plans for ourselves. And so my goals, and y'all excuse me please, my goals and my plans are gonna not just include me doing some stuff, but it's gonna include me doing activities. It's gonna include me being more in touch with my health and getting my health under control. Is going to include a lot of things and changes that I probably should have been done, but have not been doing. Yeah, that lip balm is popping. I'm sorry. But when you get a good lip balm or chapstick or lip gloss or whatever, and it put that gloss, that shine, that moisture to those lips, because baby, ain't nothing worse than ashy lips, ashy hands, and ashy ankles and elbows. Whoa. But back to the subject at hand, because y'all will see that I do get off track sometimes. I'm a multitasker by nature, and so my conversations can become multiples at times. Please forgive me for those who have problems with people that are operating on more than one frequency at a time, because I do. I operate on more than one frequency at a time. Sometimes you may get me and I got 3 or 4 things going on at one time. But I recently, back in September on the 22nd, turned 61. Yeah. It might not look like it, but I feel it. And so I'm so grateful to be able to reach this age, because a lot of people I know didn't and not going to. And so my first plan is to, you need me? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. My first plan is to, like I said, do some goal setting some goals, some boundaries, because in a life-changing plan, there has to be some boundaries with some things. And so let's set some boundaries, not only for myself, but people that are in my life. When it comes to certain things, I'm going to have certain times of the day where I'm not going to be taking phone calls, because I need to be into my prayer and meditation and working on becoming grounded. And I can't do that if my phone is ringing off the hook constantly all day long. It's spam calls. It's people calling me about stuff that I have no control over. but they're so used to calling me and telling me what's going on. And a lot of times when they do it, they don't really want your opinion. They just want you to listen. Because I had to learn that when you start to give your opinion, they kind of get frustrated. Like, what are you talking about? I was just saying. Okay, well, if you was just saying, you can just say what you want to say to yourself by yourself, But if you call me up and you start telling me something, and you don't say, well, I just need you to listen, then I'm feeling like you're opening the door for me to give my opinion. Now, am I right or am I right? Because I'm not going to call you up and tell you I need to talk to you about something and then give you the information and expect you just to sit there and don't say nothing unless I tell you, look, I just need you to listen. I need to vent. And then if I say that, then guess what? I don't want your opinion. I just want your ear right now. I want you to let me vent. And then I might ask later what you think about that. Or if I never ask what you think about that, then we just going to go on to the next conversation. But did you see how I just got from one subject onto another subject that quick? We were talking about boundaries and plan setting and goals. My long-term goal is to become a super content creator. I want to convert a bus, truck, or a bus into an RV. If you watch my previous video, I told you about how, I'm believing in the Most High, and I'm having faith in the ancestors in the universe that things are going to start to come my way that's going to help me get from one goal to the next. Do I believe there are going to be struggles? Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I'm going into this with faith. I'm going into this with an open mind, and I'm looking forward to the changes that's going to come, whether they be in a positive or negative. I believe that the Most High is going to give me the knowledge and the understanding and the strength that I'm going to need to handle it. So I want to to actually build my own home on wheels. I also want to long-term goal purchase some land and put me some tiny houses out there, like a compound for those who want to be a part of it, whether it be family, whether it not be family. I mean, I'm also wanting to do some major changes when it comes to my health is concerned. My eating habits, they're not too bad, but I like sweets. I like, and you know what I realize? I crave sweets sometimes, and I crave salt sometimes. And they said to me one day that this is a chemical imbalance. And I'm like, a chemical imbalance? When I think about chemical imbalances, I think about people with mental health issues. But I realize that your chemicals can become imbalanced, and it not only affects your mental process, it not only affects your mental, but it affects your physical. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So if that's the case, my chemicals been off track for a long time. I went from weighing, when I was in high school, I was so tiny. I don't even think I was 125 pounds when I graduated high school. As a matter of fact, no, I wasn't. Because after I had my second son, I weighed in at 125. And then I went from 125 for my third my third child, I went up. And then I was pregnant with a set of twins, which I lost. And I gained a fairly decent amount of weight, but not nothing major. So I teeter-tottered at 140 145 to 160 in between that third and fourth pregnancy. And when I had my when I had my youngest daughter, my weight went from 160 to about 178. And I noticed that every time I had a baby, it would creep up a little bit more and a little bit more. And I was like, wow, what's going on? So even way back then, and my children are grown now, my chemicals was imbalanced. And I not paying attention because, I went from being a child to being a wife to being a mother. I never lived by myself ever in my entire life. And I tell people that and they're like, never? No, I've never. I went from my parents' house to my husband's house to house with my children. Even if I was separated from my spouse, I was still in the house with my children and as many of my children friends that could fit in the house because they all wanted to be at my house. I had the neighborhood mama house. And so some of them still to this day grown, married, have their own children or whatever, and they still call me Mama Donna. But that's neither here nor there. It's just that you backtrack on your thought process and you realize, even as far back as I could remember, I've had a chemical imbalance. And my clock was recalibrating and things were changing in me. And then if you're a woman and you're a busy mother and a wife and you work and stuff like that, you don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff until it's too late. Yeah, that's fine. That you don't realize it until it's too late, and then you like, okay, wow, why is this happening? Or why is that happening? And my daughter, my youngest daughter, who I live with, and that's her oldest daughter, and her youngest daughter's at school. That's another subject for another day because she is a cartoon character all by herself. But we'll talk about her another day. But anyways, you don't really think about a lot of stuff. You wifing and you working and you're mothering and you don't until the issues get major. And then you be like, okay, why did this happen? Or what's going on? And it ain't just started, it's been going on. So that's why women's health is so important. We need to pay attention to not only what's going on with everybody in our household, but pay attention to what's going on with us, with our body. Because if our body shuts down, then guess what, y'all? We ain't no good to nobody that we in the house with. If we get to the point where we're starting to have health issues and our health is failing or frail or whatever, then I won't say we ain't no good, but we are some good to a certain extent, but we have limitations. And those limitations can cause big problems. And so we really need to focus on that. So that's what I'm working on right now, to reinvent myself physically, mentally, and spiritually, so that I can be the best version of me, so that I can accomplish those goals and plans and dreams that I've always wanted to do. Because right now, in the current state that I'm in, I can't accomplish that, without having hurdles and obstacles and things that I have to loop over in order to try to get some stuff done. So I'm going to be working diligently on bettering myself, my health, my mental, my physical, so that I can actually do what I need to do. And we did a lot of talking. For today, I'm going to grab me There go my breakfast, y'all. Yeah. I'm not gonna eat in front, y'all, okay? I'm not gonna do it. Maybe I'm not gonna do it. I don't know. I might do it. That's okay. Thank you. I'm maybe gonna do it. I'm trying not to do it. Okay, but if you see the smoke from this breakfast, man, they don't even bring it to you this hot and ready out at the restaurants. But for anybody who wants to know, that grandbaby right there is 22 years old. That's my grandbaby. She just turned 22 years old in November. And yeah. So just to get myself together, so if you're interested in these kind of videos, I want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that post notification bell, so whenever I drop a video, and it's going to be different kind of videos. No, I'm not going to do no one kind of content. Like people like pick a content and stick with it. No, I'm not. Then my channel. And I'm going to do a bunch of different kind of videos on this channel. And it's not going to always be about health issues. It might be about finances. It might be just something funny. I might just want to tell a story. I might want to bake a cake. In case you didn't know, I am a baker. I used to have a restaurant. I love cooking. You know, I just might want to do a number of things. So expect the unexpected here. Expect the unexpected on this channel. It may happen at any time. But if you are interested in things like this, like I said, comment and subscribe. It ain't gonna take you but a second. What's the problem? You come in and watch my videos and you won't tell me what you think about it? That ain't right. You won't subscribe to it so that you can find out what I'm about to say next? Because I have a lot to say. That ain't right. And then if you subscribe, make sure you got the post notification on so that you can get notified whenever I drop some kind of content. No matter what it may be. I may take y'all along with me on the doctor's appointment. I may take you to the gym with me. I may take you to the store when I'm buying my supplies to build my tiny house on wheels. I may take you out when I go to look to purchase some land. I mean, you never know what you're going to get here. But whatever you get is going to be good. It's going to be clean. It's going to be raw and uncut and to the point. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. This ain't no do it for the masses type of channel here. I'm going to do it for the ones who need it, who want it, and who I can reach to give you positive mindset, positive thoughts, positive affirmation, positive energy. You know, it's a lot of negativity going on out there in this world. And we really don't need to always be sitting around watching and listening for the negative stuff that's going on, because that will alter your thought process. I don't know if you ever realized this. Listen to a bunch of negative stuff. Watch a bunch of negative stuff on the TV. And see how your endorphins just go to brewing up in there in your system. And before you know it, you mad. You mad about stuff that absolutely has nothing to do with you. But your emotional balance has shifted. And so you went from being good and feeling good to being frustrated and mad. And you can't do nothing about what you're mad about. So with that being said, there are going to be days. I ain't going to tell you there ain't going to be days that I'm going to be like just rambling, frustrated. YouTube, my beautiful beings, my kings and queens, guess what happened today? Y'all know when those days come, I'm still going to be real and raw and to the point. So I'm going to go ahead on and eat my breakfast. It's still, you see the smoke? It's still coming from. I'm going to go ahead on and eat my breakfast, and maybe I'll tap back in with you guys a little bit later on today. You know what? When I come back, we're gonna be doing that clay mask. That's what we're gonna be doing. But until then, I'm going to enjoy my breakfast. Okay, y'all? Tap in. Tap in, y'all. Don't tap out. Tap in. This is all about tapping in. Tapping into reality. Tapping into your higher being. Tapping into your spirituality. Tapping into the most high. Tapping into the ancestors. Tapping into the universe. Don't tap out, y'all. Let's tap in. Okay? Until then, I wish you love, peace, and blessings.